don't think it's about diminishing the role of science. The question is more, how can we advance from teaching young people, knowledge about physics and chemistry to help them think like a scientist? If we just teach students at the surface the knowledge, they do not understand what science is, and it will not help them. I mean, tomorrow their knowledge will be very different. And in a way, that's a little bit the problem of Spain. You have a curriculum that teaches young people a lot of things, but at very shallow depths, gradually empowering teachers and supporting them. And it's also moving away from a model where students are passive recipients of knowledge to where they are active co-creators. I think that's a very important transition as well. One of the biggest problems that education has experienced over the last decades is a trend towards commodifying education. Students became consumers, teachers became service providers, parents become clients, and in a way that has taken out the heart of education. I think in the future we need to bring everybody together. Education is a whole of society enterprise, and competency is about our capacity to relate to the world. If you go to Spain, you might say, 8% of Spanish students have special needs. We need to treat them separately. If you go to Estonia or Denmark or Finland, they would say 100% of our students have special needs. Everybody. There are some students who have special talents. We need to give them some additional support so that they can actually realize their talent. There are some students who struggle with a specific area. We need to give them extra support. I think at the heart of this is that curiosity. The good thing is that we as humans are born with this. If you have a 3-year-old daughter or son, they are going to be extremely curious. They're going to question everything you say, you do, they want to try out things for themselves. They learn, they fail, they retry, they're very resilient, and so on. And I think if we in education system do a little bit better to nourish that curiosity, that hunger for learning, that love for learning, I think we will create lifelong learners. The challenge for lifelong learning is not just opportunity. The challenge for lifelong learning is really the idea that, every day I can work on myself to become a better version of myself. And I can prepare myself for, jobs that have not been created, to use technologies that have not been invented to solve social problems that we cannot yet imagine. So I think that kind of disposition towards learning is very, very important. In a world of artificial intelligence, we need to think much harder about what makes us human, how we complement, not substitute, the artificial intelligence we've created in our computers. So I think that's also an aspect that education needs to pay more attention to. I think what matters more is, can students manage computational thinking? And this is something that we are actually incorporate in the next PISA mathematics assessment. Do they understand the idea, the concept of an algorithm? If you do not understand the idea, you become a slave of an algorithm very quickly in your life. I think very, very important to have education systems that have more creativity and responsibility in the classroom, in the school, at the front line, where teachers, yes, they teach, but they also do other things. As a good teacher in tomorrow's world, you'll need to be also a good mentor, a good coach, a good designer of innovative learning environments, a great researcher in a technological world. And for me, actually, science is going to be a central part of this. It's about, scientific innovation, but it's also about social innovation. And I think we should look at them, as two sides of the same coin. If you want a great engineer, but you also want an engineer who can make ethical decisions. Now, artificial intelligence will super empower most people, but it will not take away the responsibility of people to distinguish what is right and what is wrong, what is true and what is not true. I think technology can complement this. I would always put, the human dimension, the skills of people first. The biggest fear we should have is students who have a great smartphone and don't have poor skills. I think they will be the subject, the object of technology. They will be the slave of algorithms. Technology is a great amplifier, a great accelerator. It will accelerate good ideas and good practice in the same way it accelerates bad ideas and bad practice. So I think this idea of values becomes really critically important.